Ukraine says it's foiled a Russian plot to kidnap and kill President Zelensky. 2 Ukrainian security officials have been arrested. The assassination attempt was said to have been timed for President Putin's inauguration in what was described as a present. BBC has obtained this footage from the Ukrainian security service, which claims to show the 2 agents admitting to the plot. I've been speaking to our Ukraine correspondent James Waterhouse. He's in Kyiv right now, who told us more about the plot.
Well, Lucy, assassination plots against President Zelensky are common, and they have been since the full-scale invasion when Russian paratroopers attempted to land in Kyiv and take him out. But this is an alleged plan which really does stand out. You have the country's intelligence service claiming to have held 2 serving colonels in the country's security service, which is responsible for keeping institutions as well as senior officials safe. And they are accused of planning to leak President Zelensky and these other officials, their movements to Moscow, the details of how they're protected by security guards, as well as the addresses in which they stay. And the alleged plan was for those addresses to be struck by Russian missiles. But the detail doesn't stop there. These colonels reportedly took weapons from the Ukrainian regions where they were serving, which included drones, mines, explosives. They allegedly took them to Kyiv to carry out this attack. Now, we don't know how close these men got to carrying out their plan. It is claimed that they were hired by Moscow as moles before the full-scale invasion in meetings in other European countries where large sums of cash were transferred. It's got it all, really, this plot. But it's also a reminder of the dangers that President Zelensky, a wartime leader, faces in this conflict. If these 2 men are convicted, they face a life sentence in prison.
James, how well protected is President Zelensky?
He is incredibly well protected. I remember a press conference where I tried to pop to the loo just before it started, but President Zelensky was coming in and he has a sizable detail. They're armed to the teeth and you can't really move when he is in the room. You can occasionally hear his motorcade moving around Kyiv, but this is a president who is keen to still travel around. He often makes visits to the front lines, some very hostile areas where he will be seen to meet troops, and often those journeys are made in low-flying helicopters. It's a means of transport which has claimed the lives of other top officials when a helicopter crashed a couple of years ago in heavy fog. But he has become accustomed to the risk. You know, this is a guy who was willing to stay despite offers to leave Ukraine early on in the full-scale invasion. And with this country still being in martial law, with elections still on hold, for now it seems he is intent on staying. But of course he still is now grappling with other political domestic issues as part of the job. That gloss of the early invasion has worn off now. He is now trying to mobilise as many men as possible for a fight that is not going Ukraine's way at the moment.
James Waterhouse there, around the world and across the UK. This is BBC News.